My name is Joshua, and I am the Tribune. There's something really strange that happens after you finish celebrating creating with God. When He births something so powerful through you, you are going to go through the most amazing exhilaration you've ever experienced in your life. Because what He gives you is impossible for you to do on your own. This is something that is so awesome that it'll astound you. But after that celebration, a very, very deep discouragement hits you that you need to know about. A deep one. While you're holding it in your hand, you will look at that thing that gave you the deepest satisfaction and joy of your life and get discouraged at it. You will feel very, very depressed. This is a very, very strange thing because you would think that that wouldn't happen with something so wonderful and beautiful. The reason for this is because this thing He gives you and births through you is so powerful, so magnificent, heavenly things that are so much higher than anything that you can think about by yourself, that you don't know if you can ever carry it out, do it again, and maybe you might not even live to see it because you think it's going to take so long to complete because it's so lofty. These are the three things that happen. So, regarding the first thing about you not being able to carry it out, what fixes that is relationship. Knowing that God birthed it and God is with you and that He wants to make sure it's carried out and you don't know how to do it, but He knows how to do it. That gives you peace. It settles everything. And that comes through relationship. So the second thing is God's going to come to you and ask you, okay, now we have to do, now that you birthed this beautiful thing, you are going to have to now supplement it with things that only I can give you because there's nothing in the world that you can supplement that with. And there's nothing in your mind that could supplement that with because your mind didn't create this. Your spiritual creative partnership with God birthed this. So really, you now have to create 100 things with Him that will supplement this one thing He gave you to perfect the picture. But now the anxiety is, I really don't know if I can do that again. Because I had no control over it. All I did was be obedient and follow instructions, but that was a scary process. Beautiful, yes. Powerful, of course. But this gives you anxiety. Now, what soothes this? His character. You knowing that you have a relationship with Him and that you can do as many as He says you can do because He will give you the energy to do it. He will give you the strength. He will give you the wisdom, the knowledge, the insight to create again and again and again. And your relationship with Him will be what you lean on from there on out. And if you don't, then you can't do it. You will not be able to complete that. The third one, the fact that this thing is so wonderful that it's going to take 500 years to do this. So, what do I do with that? What do I actually do with that? Well, what you do is you lean on your relationship. You lean on your relationship with the Holy Father, the Master Creator, the powerful strategist, the most awesome, awesome, awesome of anything. And you realize that if I could create this thing that's so wonderful, that if anybody would look at it, it would probably, they first of all, they'd say, I can't do that. How do you even do that? Second is if they did, they ask you, how long did that take? 50 years? How long did it take to put that together? When you start assessing these things and you realize, oh my goodness, the birthing process was maybe 2 weeks, a day, 3 days. The pregnancy process, a year, 3 months. This is very short time for this. Now, if you're thinking of things that you already know exist, then you would think, oh, that's a long time to be pregnant. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That's a long time. No, you're thinking about things that Satan has flashed in front of you that is just total dirt. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, that's a long time. That's because it's not worth anything. But when you're working with God and you see what I'm talking about, that is a tiny, tiny, tiny piece of time. So if you notice, all these different anxieties that come up after you birth this beautiful thing with God point you straight back to Him. They point you straight back to your relationship with Him and understanding His character. This is the process. And this is what it's for. This is how you become friends with God. He makes things and situations to point you back to Him. And after you really fully embrace this, this is the greatest honor of our lives. Not even the birthing thing. It's the relationship with this holy, wonderful, genius, brilliant God who loves us so much. That is the greatest honor. So, for those people who are looking for this, you must seek Him. It's really important to seek Him on this. Because if you don't, then you can't access these things. It's impossible. Now, you're going to need these anxieties that come in that He allows after you witness something so massive and beautiful. These anxieties are allowed because as you move forward in your purpose, you are going to have to trust Him along the way. You're going to have to get used to the process and know that you're relying on Him, not your own abilities. That is the secret to doing things that are so magnificent, not things you've seen before in the world right now. By the way, we're in mid-2021. Because soon you will see these things. And if you watch this video when these things are going on, I want you to know that this was not done during that time. Because in that time, we're already operating in it, and you will see these things. Now, then you'll see them and say, oh my gosh, I need to see how that even happened. But now you're probably thinking, you don't know. If you're not connected with God, you have no idea what I'm talking about. You can't even imagine. Anything you see now in the world or you've ever seen before be built in the creative arts, in entertainment, specifically those areas. You have never seen anything like it. So let my words be a prophetic word to you. So you can look back at this tape and see that these things are so true. So he wants us to rely on our own relationship with him, not our own abilities, not our creative energy, all this. No, people always are talking about this, their creative energy and oh yeah, I'm just feeling real and inspirational today. That what? No, you're not. And if you're not talking to God and you're saying I'm feeling so inspirational, you are playing in a sandbox like a child. That's what you're doing. This is just the truth. Listen, people, if you think I'm harsh or something like that, then you don't understand what kind of power I'm trying to give you. Now, if you call me harsh right now, when you see these things come to pass, you'll understand why I'm so serious about them and why I'm rebuking these really tiny mentalities that Satan has planted all over the world. I'm not here to necessarily be somebody's friend. That's not what I'm doing right now. I'm not trying to make someone feel good on these messages. I'm trying to build people. I'm trying to infuse you with power. So I'm not concerned about whether you think I'm harsh and I'm just like slamming your creativity. No, listen, if you're not dealing with God, then I rebuke it. I slam it. You need to go to the Father. And you need to really create. That's what you need to do. Or you can play in the sandbox like a tiny child with Tonka trucks. While we're over here, we're going to be over here on a real construction site, building real things for the kingdom. We're bringing heaven down to earth through this process. Whoever doesn't align with this message will be playing in the sandbox. And if you want to do that, it's fine. You can go do that. So, in order to combat the depressed feeling you that will hit you after God births something so mighty in your hand, you have to seek relationship and get to know him. You have to start really leaning into that. And then you will have no problem. Then you're going to be birthing things and you're going to know, oh my, I don't have to worry about this. He's going to give me all the supplementations, everything around it, anything else I need, I can do it again. I don't need to worry about timing, nothing like that. Because he is the mighty strategist. He knows everything. He wants his stuff done and he's going to get them done. And I'm going to be happy in my part of doing it. And I'm going to enjoy it. It would be foolish not to enjoy working with God. I don't want to get to heaven and he's like, wow, yeah, you did all these things, but really I wanted you to enjoy yourself with me. You were so stressed. You spent years of just stress. You were working with me and we were doing beautiful things and you were stressed. I understand because they're so powerful, but you didn't really enjoy yourself. No, I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to cherish working with God and I'm going to cherish the relationship, which frees me from any anxiety that comes with working with God. And I can actually enjoy these mighty treasures that he's putting in my hand. And that's what you need to get to too, and you will. I love you. Hail Jehovah.